Alright, so I'm going to bring out a clip we made about 5 or 6 weeks ago. Now, first thing I want to bring up is we do have masks on. It was locked down, but now since then it has been eased. I mentioned in the clip that the showroom's shut. It's not shut. It is open to the public. But if you are going to come to the rod shop, respect the rules, respect my guys. Make sure you have a mask on. No mask, no entry, plain and simple. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to go to one of our own cars and one of our sponsored cars, because you guys out there keep asking us to bring you some content of our own vehicles. Hope you enjoy the VL Commodore. Alright guys, we're here today and we're talking VL Commodores. Now the reason I want to run you through the VL Commodore is firstly, I've got my one out. The boys have ran the fuel through the system just the other day for me. I've taken it for another run. We're having a bit of a clean out in the showroom. So it's out, it's a quick wipe down now. It runs dual fuel, 2 computers. So we run the E85 down the track, get it onto pump fuel for the road so we can travel between tracks. Purely set up for Street Machine Drag Challenge. Massive thanks to Cavell Performance, because this thing purring like a kitten now. Under the bonnet is our LSA. And beside it we have Torque Storm. So we've got the 3 superchargers. Now, most of you guys have seen the 3 superchargers. It's got the LS kit, so the LS mounts. Now we do it for all the different K-frames. We do a lifetime warranty on the mount. They've only been in there once, they'll stay in there forever. If there's ever an issue, we give you a lifetime warranty, we all know that. So it's got that, the full kit, the Paul Rogers Turbo 400 behind it. And this thing, Drag Challenge, ran a 9-second pass. Alright, we've just seen how fast this thing goes, so it's like a bullet for a street car. It's an awesome thing to drive. Now, talking about what we've got, the drivetrain, we'll start from front and I'll work you through the car all the way to the back. So what we do have under the bonnet here is an LSA. So we bought it as a factory LSA a long time ago to do a bit of R&D and a few setups. There's always something going on around here. We decided we wanted more power, so we rang Matty at Cavell Performance. First thing he does, straight to Higgins heads, gets a set of heads. On the Crow Cam, the guys at Crow Cam are awesome, give us a massive package for the top. Put all that on, and then we've got 2 Torque Storm blowers belted on the side. Now, as we can see, if we zoom in here, if you hit the limiter, you shred a belt. So last time that went, the belts are about $300. It's a massive belt that goes on this thing. So that will have to get replaced before I keep driving it out there on the road, because it's not far from going again. But on the other hand, we normally do drive this thing around without a belt on it. So a lot of power down. It's really sluggish between tracks, obviously, but when we get to the track, put the new belt on, E85 on, new computer in it, and away we go. Hit the limiter, that's what happens. So that's in the engine bay there. With the transmission, it's got a manual shift turbo 400 built by Paul Rogers. Paul Rogers asks you a couple of questions: your power, what you're doing with it, do you want a trans brake, yes or no, which we do have, and away you go on that. So that thing is awesome, doesn't miss a beat, and I would back him against anyone in the country on the transmissions. He's perfect. So as we walk our way around the vehicle, we went for the weld racing wheels. Everyone's going the welds these days. They look awesome. There's no other better wheel, I don't think, out there. The guys here, we all voted on it as a team. They look awesome. We've got the 6 piston Willwood calipers on the front of this thing there. 355, street legal, pulls the car up, no drama at all. So we'll work our way around. Now we'll stay out of the car, I'll take you there at the end of it. We've got the Rod Shop 9-inch in there. We can see the Rod Shop stickers on it. It's got the large studs on for the drag racing. It's got the 4-piston caliper on the rear, so the brakes are all set up. One thing I will sneak out just for you guys who aren't into drag racing is the chute. Now the chute was made off the guys in the factory, so when we get to the track, we bolt the tongue on. As you can see down here, the pull cord comes off the bottom of the tongue, so it pulls away there, and the little prop arm just holds the chute. So cut the bolts in there when you get to the track, hook the cable up there, which is dangling in the boot there, and away we go on the chute. So that's pretty much it. Down the rear there, we have the fuel cell in the rear, so it's nothing spectacular with our fuel pump in there. Now, I'll just jump inside the car and we'll run you through a couple of things, and I'll talk to you about what happened at the start line.
Drag racing, it's refreshing, it's very good
Right, so you've seen the failure off the start line. Now, a quick rundown on that. What we've done is we destroyed the tail shaft, twisted it like a piece of licorice. Now, defense of that, I bought that tail shaft probably 5 years ago when we first built the car. A1 tail shafts have always done my tail shaft. It's the only one that's ever had an issue, but I ordered it for 400 horsepower. So it was a street car tail shaft. This thing's punching 1,000 out the flywheel now, twice the power in it. So I rang the guys down there, got them to replace it, beef it up, old one in the bin, new one in. Thing's been perfect since we put it back in. Now in the driver's seat here, we can see just the setup here. So here's my chute. Obviously whoever's driving it when they're going down the track, once you cross the line, quick push forward, pulls the cable out, chute out, slows it up. If it's a bit of a slow pass and it hasn't gone to plan, to save the boys packing the chute up, just use the brakes. The wheelwoods will pull it up fine, but obviously don't want to burn them out, and a lot safer, will help the car settle with the chute. So that's the setup. We've gone for the Outlaw shifter. So pretty much factory console with a tiny little notch in it. And as you can see, it's got the reverse pattern in it. So manual shift, Paul Rogers trans, should be able to click away there. The Outlaw shifter works really well. On the steering wheel, we've got the Momo set up mainly for looks. Gives you a bit more room and big Barry Hall, and the guys that are massive just have to squeeze into it. Or Matty's big fat guts when he drives it for me. When the boys squeeze into it, trans brake's been set up on the wheel. Now you need the trans brake to get off the line. Also, with the manual shift box, you do need it for reverse. So we have to run the cord on that. It's probably not the best way of doing it, but it's cost effective and it works fine. So inside the car, we always carry, as we can see, we've got our different computers. So quite easy. Bit of a mess down there, a few wires hanging out, but not normally a passenger in there and doesn't really get driven around the street much anymore. So that's pretty much my VL, what's in it and what it has. Oh, one thing I do want to mention, which done an awesome job, is extreme roll cages there. The guys are really good, they're efficient, turned it around really quick. Got my car back, not a scratch on it, the thing looks perfect. So that's set up there, it got tech spec, never had a drama, so really good job from them guys. We'll tag them in below, so if you want to get a cage done, good price, good job, spot on effort. So that's that done. Now, in my showroom, I reckon I have a VL a lot cooler than mine. I'm gonna go and get it out, show you guys, and you tell me what you think. Alright, now I hope I haven't disappointed anyone, but to me, this is way cooler VL. Now, this is owned by Harris Automotive. We've been on board with Russ 5-6 years now. Great guy, great company, runs a really good business over Ararat way there. Now, he's run the LS gear in there. Like I said, the lifetime warranted engine mounts on there. There's not a mark on them things. Them bushes can be put back in the pack and resold. Not that they will be, but now this car has been all over the country. He runs it to the limit. Let's see a bit of action and then talk about the car. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that footage. I know I do. Every time Russ drives this thing, he goes full send. Never a dull moment. There might be an engine, a wall, could be Adam and Russell, so he's well worth watching. So obviously the car is loose. Russell runs a loose nats over there at Stool. If you do see the fires out, or when we get racing again, or when we get skidding again, keep an eye out. He runs some awesome shows. They're well worth going to see. Now, starting in the front of the car there, we've got a 408 cast iron LS. Now this thing's built by Northvic Engines, 871, it's on the meth. It's got the ATS Adam Slorich built Turbo 400 behind it, so he's had a really good run with Adam, so good job on that, because this thing puts out mega power and sounds awesome. So as we go around our way around the car, it's been on here a long time. It's got the Boyds on it, massive dish, just with a full spool bogie in the rear of it. Now as you can see, a lot of stickers on the car with ours up front, so Russell supports all the guys that support him. Now Harris Automotive runs out of Ararat over there. They do a lot of conversion work, and when we remember, we always send Russell a parcel, a couple of parcels a week. So that's how this car's come about to be in my showroom once again. He's got so much work on over there. I've squeezed it into the showroom. So quick look inside the car. It's a custom interior. Now it's been around a long time, but I'll just let my cameraman throw you guys through here. For you guys who, obviously it's a little bit different in the burnout world of the way things run. Up the top here, we've got the tacho. Russell, I don't think has ever looked at that. It bangs away, he runs off the limiter, it's normally on the limiter. I can't bag anyone out for running past oil pressure because we all know what happened to the Warbird at Summonats, but underneath the bottom here is Russell's oil pressure gauge. Before I started the car, I rang Russell, he didn't even know if it still worked or not. He's got that much confidence in North Vic. So we've got that. Down the bottom, we have his fuel shut off here. So obviously got to land it out so it doesn't hydraulic lock in the cylinders there. So land it out to shut it down. The setup in there, it's a B&M, ratchet shifter, terrible thing to operate. And the rest of the car is full of Russell's junk from the last show we went to. So look, I hope you enjoyed looking at the loose VL Commodore. Now, the question that I am throwing out there for you guys to ponder and argue over, personally, if I got a choice, I'd keep Russell's car and he could take mine home. So massive RPM engine, it screams, it tips in, we've seen what it does, it's an awesome thing every time he drives it well. Or you've got, your choice could be the street driven, bonnet shut, 9-second rod shop Commodore. So throw your comments in there, back us up, like and subscribe below. Thanks again for watching.